You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Friday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
Don't forget, daylight savings time takes place this weekend. The clocks will spring forward.
It's like this weird thing of like, I'm so bummed out that I have to do it, but the more I think about it, I don't actually have to do much.
No, not really. I mean, like any sort of new technology, the clocks just kind of spring forward on themselves. I mean, unless you got like your stove or whatever, your microwave, old car, I guess.
I've got stove, I've got microwave. The car is a one-button fix for me, and then I do have an analog clock somewhere in my house. I don't remember where it is. Probably means I don't have to worry about changing.
We've got like that old Focus. It's a 2006, so I'll have to remember to do it in there. It is always a pump fake when you get in the car and you're like, why the fuck am I going to work so early?
Right, yeah, even if you could stare at a clock or your phone as you're walking out to the car, then you sit down, you turn it on, you go, fuck. Oh, right, yeah.
They say daylight savings time is for the farmers, but I've even heard farmers say it doesn't even really matter. I mean, Saskatchewan's the only place that does it right. They don't have daylight savings time.
Yeah, it's like Saskatchewan and then also some parts of northern BC. Like, I've got a buddy who lives in like Dawson Creek or something like that, and he's like, oh yeah, we don't change clocks either.
Yeah.
It's like, what, just in the middle of the province, you're just like, we don't want to?
I will say this, though, as stupid as daylight savings time is, you can use it as an excuse on Monday. If you're in a grouchy mood, if you're feeling like an asshole, just say you lost an hour of sleep.
This is the new equivalent of, what is it, Mercury's in retrograde. It's like, I cannot be blamed for my behavior today.
Clocks spring forward and I become a prick.
It's crazy how it works every year.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
It's weird to invite your parents to a bachelor or bachelorette party, right?
Yeah. No, that's, well, what's happening at the bachelorette party?
So I'm trying to plan my buddy Derek's bachelor party right now, which has been a pain in the ass, coordinating dates with everyone, trying to find a place. It's expensive as hell.
Oh, yeah, you guys don't even all live in the same city, right?
No, and then, so it's my buddy Derek, but his twin brother Jason, like, I'm best friends with both of them. His brother Jason messages me yesterday, and he goes, yo, is my dad coming? I was like, why would your dad be coming? He's like, well, I was just talking to him, and he was saying he's excited for the bachelor party, and I was like, absolutely not. Like, I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if I'm a dick, but, like, I just feel like parentals should not be involved in the bachelor party.
Here's the thing. It really does, in my mind, depend on what the bachelor party is. Now, when you said it, my immediate thought was the pretty standard bachelor party fare.
He's a nice enough guy, but I just feel like there's some sort of father bonding moments you don't need to have with your kids. And, like, also, this is the same guy who used to yell at us for smoking in the garage.
Right, yeah.
And then we're supposed to hang out with, like, don't get me wrong, like, I've had a beer with Dave, like,
right, well,
since we've been adults.
You've all grown up and stuff like that. But, like, that's the thing. Like, if the bachelor party is like, we're going to go to a nice steakhouse and we're going to drink some fancy whiskey and eat meat and talk and that's it, then sure, bring dad along if he's close with the
kids. We're getting like a cottage in Muskoka and we're just planning on partying all weekend.
Yeah, see, that's not dad material.
I also feel like if it was my bachelor party, I don't even know if I want to see that side of my dad come out.
Well, that's just it, right? If your dad's at the bachelor party, your behavior is going to change because you don't want to get super wild in front of your own father. And then if your dad is getting wild...
It's like breaking the fourth wall too much.
It's too much, 100%. Like I said, if it's a chill thing, he can come. If there's like a pregame, maybe invite him to dinner. But once the bottles come out, dad's got to go.
Yeah, I feel like if dad's there, the debauchery level gets brought down to like a 7. You know, it just... I don't know. We're all adults, but he's still the real adult, so...
Now that I'm thinking about it, was dad coming to the bachelor party maybe the missus idea? Like your buddy's future wife?
Yeah.
Because if dad's there, maybe he won't get as crazy at the bachelor party.
Everyone that's going to this bachelor party has been yelled at by this guy before.
For drinking.
There's going to be a small part of us that's like, don't piss off Dave.
No. Don't let him into the whiskey. We can't have that.
762-555 is having a parent at the bachelor or bachelorette party a no-no? I'm honestly curious what you have to say. He also was like, could you call my dad? and let him know that he can't go?
He wants you to tell Dad.
Like, why? He's like, well, you just said he can't go. I was like, you tell him.
You're putting your foot down. You're the one that's got to make that call and break his heart.
I'm 30 years old and I'm still scared of your dad.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Some people have said they've done it and it's been a good time. I guess it all depends on who your parents are.
Like, honestly, like, I get along really well with my mom. I've had drinks with my mom. That said, if I was going to have a bachelor party, if I was getting married again, I don't think I could handle her being there.
Kevin texted in and said, if you're doing cabins, get him a separate cabin. Let him go to sleep a little earlier. Someone said if it's a full weekend, you do one night with dad, you do another night without dad.
Give him that gift of like, all right, you can come hang for one night, old man.
Very specific. A lot of people are saying no in-laws.
Well, I think that's, if you want the marriage to go well, the father-in-law doesn't need to see his future son-in-law at his, let's say, not best.
Yeah. We've got someone on the line. What do you think?
Well, I mean, my dad went to my first, but after my second and third, he got bored with it. So,
yeah, you get one, right?
yeah, he says I was there for the first one. We're done.
Wasn't awkward at all, or?
Well, it seems that way at first, but after a while, everyone just relaxes anyways. And put it this way, my first bachelor party was at a place called the $1 Million Saloon, which was a ladies' facility.
Okay.
In Mississauga, yeah.
I just don't know if I'm ready to see my dad make it rain, you know?
You can hold it against him later on. Like, hey, Dad, you remember that time? And you go, shut up.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out before I pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home.
Do people still make voicemails like that anymore?
I don't think that they do, and it's honestly a shame.
I saw this like meme going around lately. I don't know if you've seen this one. It made me laugh.
I'm too busy listening to Megadeth to answer the phone. Don't call back. Let Jimmy come again.
That's perfect.
There's a certain time where people put so much effort into their voicemail greeting.
Oh my God. Back when, did you ever have like an actual physical answering machine? With
Like for your home phone?
with the tape in it and everything?
My parents did, yeah.
Yeah. Like people would be hunched over those old tape machines trying to record like the perfect bit or skit or greeting or whatever. Watching people lose their minds.
We tried to do like a whole family one time where it's like, hey, you've reached Richard, Sharon, Brock, and Christy.
God, only thing more frustrating is trying to take a family photo. That's insane.
It used to be such a huge thing. People always used to try and be creative, or there was I know my sister did and used to drive my mom crazy, was the, hello?
Oh.
Hello? 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 Just kidding.
We're not actually here, but if you leave them, I got so many times by that. And I'll tell you right now, if your voicemail message or your answering machine message was one of those, the voicemail that you got was me just cussing.
Passive aggressive.
Oh, God, change your voicemail, you idiot.
I gotta be honest with you. I don't know the last time I've listened to one of my voicemails.
Like, even like if I call you and leave a voicemail.
If I see that you called, then I'm just gonna call back. The only time I listen to my voicemail is just to clear the little like red dot on my iPhone.
Get the notification.
And I don't even listen to the full thing.
Well, and I haven't had an iPhone in a good handful of years, but do they still do the thing where they'll send you a text of like the transcription of your voicemail?
Yeah.
That was when I stopped. When I started getting those text messages that were like, you got a voicemail and here's exactly what it says. Why would I listen? I already saw it. Maybe there's a couple words that are wrong, but I get the idea.
There's no point in leaving anyone a voicemail anymore, I feel like.
Honestly, the missed call notification that says that you called me is all that I need. I will then call you back, or if it's important, you can send me a text.
The amount of times that I talk to my mom, she's like, did you listen to my voicemail? And I'm like, no, I'm talking to you now.
Absolutely not. I never did. I never will. We're just not those people anymore.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Does anybody leave voicemails anymore? What do you think?
I'm not for them, but I don't like the phone. I don't call anybody, so I'm not leaving anybody any voicemails. And just like what Dalby was saying, I just read my voicemails. that option is there. That's all I need. I'm not listening to any voicemails. I'm not calling my box or anything. No. no voicemails.
It's weird that getting a phone call used to be an exciting thing.
Oh.
Now when you see someone calling you, you're like, what do you want?
Dude, when people would design their homes, they would design it around the phone so that they could like be comfortable on a corded phone for long hours of conversation with their friends and family. And now we have phones that fit in our pockets, and we will throw them across the room if they start ringing.
Yeah, I'm literally like, oh, why are they calling? Pretty much the only time I get excited is when you guys call. The only other times I get phone calls are from the kids' school, and you're just like, uh-oh.
That caller ID is terrifying.
If we're calling, you want something.
If they're calling, I have to go get somebody.
Exactly.
I feel like, nowadays, if you're getting a phone call, it's just something that you don't want to deal with.
The only real time for phone calls is like for business purposes. Like if you are making a sale or calling your employees or reaching out to a client.
Well, it's funny what Ashley said, because I think about it. The only time that I actually use the phones is when we ask people to call in here, which is so ironic of the topic we're talking about when I don't know how many times a day we're like, give us a call.
Right. The only voicemail that I listen to on a regular basis is the bad line. 1-833-854-2233.
Yeah. You can leave us a voicemail. We actually still listen to them, I guess.
Although that said, the voicemails you send to the bad line get emailed directly to us, so that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Maybe if when my doctor left me a voicemail telling me that I really need to come in for a checkup, if I got an email as well, I would be like, oh, okay, sure.
It's crazy that like 90% of our phone usage isn't for what a phone is supposed to be used for anymore.
Well, that's most kids these days don't know why the phone icon is shaped the way that it's shaped. They're like, why is it all curved and weird like that? It's like, kids, you don't even know.
The screen is big and not for calling purposes.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You can now go full Walt Disney and freeze your body and hopefully wake up in the future. There's a company based out of Berlin called Tomorrow Bio that is offering what they call cryopreservation services for around $200,000. They promise that they will freeze your body and will wake you up in the future.
Here's the thing. Who's to say that they don't take your money and then just let you die?
It's crazy. They have 600 people enrolled already, but if the company goes bankrupt, what are they going to do with these freezers?
Never mind if the company goes bankrupt. What happens if the power goes out for a while?
Yeah, dude.
What happens if a storm comes through and they burn through their backup generator and they're just like, you ever have meat in the freezer when the power goes out?
Yeah.
What do you do with 600 human bodies?
Do you just let them thaw out?
At some point.
Throw them in the sink with a little water?
Run to the Circle K and buy bags of ice?
It's crazy how almost every sci-fi movie is slowly becoming our reality.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
What is something or someone that you despise, but also at the same time respect? Today is the trade deadline for the NHL, and there's a small chance that Brad Marchand could end up on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Really?
Apparently, the Bruins are looking to cash in on their captain right now.
Well, they're not great this year.
And honestly, I do hope the Leafs pick him up. I have hated Brad Marchand forever, but I think anyone who's a hockey fan, it's you hate to play against him, but you'd love to have that guy on your team. Plus, with the Four Nations Cup.
Well, that's just it. His stock went way up with all the interviews and behind the scenes stuff that he was doing while proudly wearing the Canadian flag on his chest. And then they win the gold medal. So everybody in Canada stops hating Brad Marchand for just a little bit. Just long enough until their favorite team plays the Bruins again.
It's like having a crush on a girl and hating her boyfriend and then realizing he's pretty cool.
Just oh, God, I would actually like to be your friend, but I'm mad at you.
I think Brad Marchand's kind of got the same thing like Tom Brady had, where it's you either love Tom Brady or you hated him, but you couldn't help deny the fact that he's the GOAT.
Well, that's just it, right? I, as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, am watching Tom Brady crush dream after dream after dream. But then I watch him pull the comeback against Atlanta in the Super Bowl that one year, and I'm like, God, he's just a GOAT. He's just a friggin' GOAT.
Or even a Jake Paul. I hate everything that guy does, but then I still respect it. The kid's making mad money.
Logan Paul, his brother, is one of the most pure athletic pro wrestlers I've ever seen. And he comes out, and I'm like, God, I hate this guy. And then he does something cool, and I'm like, Gotta respect it, though.
Kim Kardashian's another one. I can't stand her, but the way she bounced back from that tape, like...
Dude, literal business mogul. She's to be respected.
Unheard of.
Kind of.
Somewhat. Too far.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
What is something or someone that you despise, but you kind of respect?
Banana-flavored erythromycin medicine. There's got to be other 80s babies out there that were continuously given this while they were sick.
It doesn't taste like banana. I've never eaten a banana in my life that tasted as god-awful as banana-flavored medicine.
It's like banana and diesel fuel. Can't eat Tim Hortons Boston cream donuts.
The worst nostalgia?
Exactly.
Hey, thanks for chatting with us, brother.
No problem. Have a good day, guys.
We did get a text in here from a friend of the show, Steve, who says, I hate but respect snowplow drivers. Like, I respect them for what they do, but I hate them for filling in my driveway.
I mean, that's the thing, right? If you find yourself on a highway and you can kind of nestle into that spot right behind the plow driver, you're like, I've never had a safer drive in my life. But when you finish shoveling the driveway, you see him coming down the road, you want to get like a spear. Just like, no!
Oh, 100%, right? I also feel the same way about like vegans, you know? Like they're the butt end of everybody's joke.
Yeah.
They're kind of annoying if you know anyone who is one.
Right.
But at the same time, I respect them sticking with it.
You know what's similar, and especially like with the public perception of them? CrossFitters.
Oh, yeah.
I see CrossFitters on TV and doing all these weird mess your back up chin-ups and stuff like that and talking about CrossFit, and I'm like, God, just shut up. And then I'll see them take their shirt off and I'm like, wow, abs, that's crazy.
CrossFit is almost like religion or like like anyone that's into politics. It's kind of the same thing. Like some of those people can be insanely annoying, but then I mean, you got to tip their cap to like how strong they are with their feelings,
how dedicated they are. And even you mentioned politics. Politicians in general, like everybody hates a politician, but these people have found a way to make massive sums of money for not doing a whole bunch. That's respectable to some extent. I'm not pumped about it, but they're the Brad Marchand of taking all your money.
You lost me on the last one.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
It's Friday. The weekend is here. You should not have to spend any of that time in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah?
I don't think you should. I know that maybe you like cooking, maybe you enjoy making meals, but I feel like for the most part, we spend our time cooking and in the kitchen because we feel obligated. Like we feel guilty. We make ourselves feel guilty about doing things like going out or ordering takeout or ordering delivery. And I think that we should get rid of those feelings on the weekend.
I mean, hey, it's Friday. You should treat yourself a little bit if you can afford it.
Well, that's just it, right? And again, like you said, this is only if you can afford it. But if you're feeling those pangs of guilt of like, oh, I got to make supper tonight. What am I going to make? I shouldn't order takeout. I should save my money. If the Canada-U.S. trade war continues and escalates, the last place you want to be caught is in the kitchen. All right, think about that.
Honestly, my favorite excuse for getting takeout food is I always tell myself, like, I'm going hard at the gym tomorrow. On Monday, Monday, everything's going to change, so I might as well pig out right now.
One last weekend of cheat meals before the real rigorous clean eating begins.
Let's go out with a hurrah tonight and order 2 pizzas.
Well, and also, like, think about what things are like at the grocery store right now. Do you really want to spend your Friday applying for a bank loan just so you can go get groceries?
It's honestly a good excuse to get out of the house, too.
Yeah, I want to leave my home. Why don't I go to a restaurant?
Yeah.
Or again, even if you don't want to go like sit down somewhere, it would be nice to just leave the house for 5 minutes to go pick up my order.
Sure.
Just to go and grab something. And if you get food at or from a local restaurant, you're supporting the economy.
I used that excuse so many times throughout the pandemic. I was like, I'm doing my part.
I am doing my part to keep the lights on in so many places around this city. I am a hero.
My pants are getting tighter, so someone else's wallet isn't getting looser.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The only thing worse than a pothole is waiting for the city to come and fix the pothole.
Man, I've seen them going around fixing a few in my neighborhood, but dude, there's way too many potholes in this damn city.
The problem is we're always working from behind. The problem has gotten too far, and now the ones that they fix are just replaced by other ones. But I saw a story about a British dude named James who took matters into his own hands to get a pothole near him taken care of quickly. And that was he built a pair of legs, like with pants and shoes attached, sticking up out of the pothole.
Yeah.
To make it look like someone had fallen in head first and was drowning.
Oh, that photo is hilarious.
It's fantastic, right?
Oh, you know what? Text pothole to 762-555 if you want to see that. That is a genius idea.
Apparently, it was shoes that he was about to throw out, just grabbed an old pair of jeans, and then he's a carpenter, so he rigged this little thing up. And then he took a picture and posted it on Facebook. It went viral in the community. Next thing you know, here comes the government to fix the pothole.
That's kind of like, it was in the UK somewhere. Did you ever hear the story about the guy who just started spray painting wieners around potholes?
Yeah, because then they would have to come and clean up the offensive graffiti.
Yeah.
And then it was like, to justify, they're like, well, we're here. We'll also fix the pothole. The wiener painter was like a superhero for a little while.
Yeah.
On the internet. I was thinking, like, what are some other ways that you could convince the government to come take care of your problem instead of having to wait for all the red tape?
I mean, you could keep doing the wiener thing, or you know what you could do is you go around potholes and you spray two hands to make it look like it's stretching out.
It's pulling itself. Sorry, its cheeks, so to speak, are being spread open.
Realistically, there is not enough spray paint in this city
to take care of all of the problems.
No.
You know what I like? Do you remember when Arnold Schwarzenegger filled in a pothole by himself?
Is that legal to do? Can you just go around filling potholes?
But that's the thing. If you go around and you kind of start filling in potholes, the city, the government will come and stop you because you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And they'll have to undo your work, which means they're already there with the equipment. Maybe they just fill it in while they're there.
Just go like Gandhi style, start having a hunger strike, post up in the pothole.
Yeah. Get a protest going. Maybe start a social media account for the pothole. Start sharing daily updates.
That's actually a great idea.
Tag the city in it. And if it's been there for long enough, what you do is you throw the pothole a birthday party. Because nothing's more embarrassing to the city than having pictures of a birthday cake in front of a pothole go viral.
Who doesn't love a pot party? You know?
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Just got this message on the bad line.
I don't know if you guys saw, but I don't know, it was a few years ago, Domino's actually did a thing, like a promotion for the company where they would go around filling potholes in cities, and then they would time for like a stencil and spray paint the Domino's logo on there so people knew that they were doing. It's like the greatest promotion of all time.
I Googled it, and yeah, that's exactly what they did. Just put the Domino's logo on there.
Amazing.
It's actually genius.
That's really smart because A, you're going to get the goodwill from the people in that neighborhood of like, oh, damn, Domino's made my drive better. And then also, you just have your logo out there for everybody to see. It's going to go viral.
Cigarette companies should start doing that, and they should fill it in with all the excess tar that they would be putting in people's lungs.
Dude, just watching, like, cigarette guys just, like, twisting, wringing out cigarettes to get the tar down in the... We got this, guys!
Because they're not allowed to advertise anymore.
But I feel like if you spray painted the, Du Maurier logo on the ground, is that advertising, or is that just graffiti?
Brought to you by Next Original.
And, like... I think it would be great, too. I hesitate to say this because I know we're all, like, avoid American or whatever, but, like, imagine this pothole has been annoying you for months, for even years, and all of a sudden one day you come by, it's filled in, and it just says Home Depot, you can do it, we can help.
It's a great idea if you're a small business and you're trying to get some advertising. If you're like a therapist, go get some pavement and fill it in there and then put your therapy thing and be like, I can help you fill all your holes.
That's...
Actually, even better if you're a sex shop, thinking about it now.
I was going to say, with that slogan, I think it's a very different business model.
If you have an OnlyFans and you're struggling to get followers,
start fixing buttholes. Stuff any hole you can find.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
What the hell did you just... What the... is that song?
What did he... All right, We've got $100 in Lotto Max tickets for What the Meow today.
$25 million jackpot up for grabs tonight on the Lotto Max draw. You could win that if you had, say, $100 in tickets for winning What the Meow today.
All right, very easy. We're going to meow a song that you should know. You just need to tell us the song and the band, and you can win the tickets. All right, we've got 3 callers on the line. If they all fail, we will take more callers. Let's start with caller number 1 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. John Landry.
John Landry. All right. Who do you want to meow, Brock or Dalby?
Let's go with Brock.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Meow, 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 meow.
Perfect. It's art. He nailed it.
I got nothing.
John, you're going to kick yourself.
Take care, buddy. All right. We move on.
I know it seems short, but
that's a giveaway.
That's a dead giveaway.
Caller number 2. What's your name?
Hi, it's Sarah.
Sarah, Brock or Dalby for the meow?
Dolly.
All right. Meow, meow.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
You're going to kick yourself, too. That was more of a giveaway than his.
All right, take care. Let's go to caller number 3. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Josh.
Brock or Dalby for the meow?
I'll go Brock.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Meow, 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 meow.
Oh.
I don't know.
Come on, that was too much.
All right.
I was upset you did that much.
Let's keep going. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. It's Bruce.
Bruce, Brock or Dalby for the meow?
Dalby.
Meow, 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 meow.
What is that song?
Wanted Dead or Alive, Bon Jovi.
Friggin' right it is, buddy. You get the ding.
Hey.
Round of applause and $100 in Lotto Max tickets, Bruce.
Right on. I'm so terrible at this game usually.
Well, lucky for you, this was maybe the easiest one we've ever done.
Amen.
Congratulations, Bruce. If you do happen to win the big jackpot tonight, got some nickels and dimes for the fellows over here?
Without a doubt.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Yeah, today's word is risible. Yeah, risible. R-I-S-I-B-L-E. Risible. And it's disposed to laughter or laughable. Well, they say that's the best medicine, so that's right on. All right, well, that just about does it. Have a great one. Cheers up.
So basically...
And happy Friday.
Oh, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Yeah.
So basically, like, making someone laugh is being risible?
It's either you make people laugh or you laugh a lot yourself.
You're very risible.
I'm incredibly risible.
I also hate saying risible because anyone who has kids has probably heard the term riz going around.
That's what I thought. Risible, from my understanding before this moment of pulling up Merriam-Webster, was to be risible meant that you were easily charmed. Because that's what my kids told me risible meant.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, if you easily laugh, then you're easily charmed at the same time. So it kind of goes two ways.
So does that mean all the times you've told jokes that make me laugh, you've been flirting with me? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, HR is listening. Let's not talk about that right now.
Damn it, he got me again.
Risible, risible, risible. Use it wherever you can today, all right?
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.